YouTube land, I'm over here. Well, welcome to my channel. Well, in this episode, we're going to take a look at the DJI Phantom 4 Pro. Is that drone still relevant in the year 2019? Well, the answer is, for many of you, the answer is no, it is not relevant. And I'm going to tell you why. So stay tuned. Here we go. Now, if you notice, this video kind of looks like a soap opera. Very, very smooth. Well, hopefully your settings are correct on YouTube, and if you check your settings on YouTube, you should be watching this in 4K, 60 frames per second. That's because the good old Phantom 4 Pro records in 4K, 60 frames per second, and when I fly it, the video is going to be in 4K, 60 frames per second, so that you get the most awesome experience. So now let's get to that Phantom 4 Pro. Now, so that you can see what I see, I'm going to put on my little DJI Osmo Action hat cam thingy here, and you'll see what I see through this. So over here I have my Phantom 4 Pro in the official DJI Phantom case backpack. It holds a lot, it's pretty good. I've had this for a long time. Let me tell you something about the Phantom line. There's a lot of people on YouTube reviewers who started in the YouTube review business when they first bought the Mavic. Remember the Mavic Pro? I know I have to say that because it is pretty old. Well, that's the first drone a lot of the YouTube reviewers bought, and when they bought that, they became DJI knowledgeable people and started reviewing Mavic, and then mostly all they have is a Mavic or drones along that line. Maybe later they bought a Phantom. Well, for me, if you watch my old videos, I started out with a Phantom. Way back in 2013, DJI came out with the Phantom. It was a piece of crap, but it was better than anything else on the market. So that Phantom was pretty, it wasn't too bad. It did have a camera, the GPS wasn't that great. It flew away. There was no such thing as like gimbals or anything like that. They relied heavily on GoPro. They were sort of partnering with GoPro because that's what everybody stuck on the old Phantom. So I bought my first Phantom in the year 2013, but I bought it right when the Phantom 2 came out because I couldn't afford the Phantom 2 at that time. So the Phantom 1 was a lot cheaper. People selling them used. I bought one. Then I bought a Phantom 2. Then I bought the Phantom 2 with the DJI camera. They called it the Phantom 2 Vision. That camera was a piece of crap, but it was kind of useless. It didn't have a gimbal. Then they made the Phantom 2 Vision Plus, which kind of looked more like when we got into the Phantom 3. And that wasn't too bad. And if you watch my early videos, you'll actually see some of the videos were made with the old Phantom 2 Vision Plus. Then the Phantom 3 line came out, and that's when everything exploded because they made the Phantom 3 Pro and the Phantom 3 Advanced, and when those came out, there was nothing on the market that could touch them. Every other company on the market was trying to make a DJI Phantom clone at that time. That shape of the Phantom, this one here in my backpack, you see it? That iconic shape was basically what people were trying to make way back in 2013. And then, of course, after that, they came out with the Phantom 4, and the Phantom 4 was pretty decent. And then shortly after, they made the Phantom 4 Pro, which came out in November, and I was so happy because I didn't buy the Phantom 4. I held off because I had some inside information that they were making a better drone, which was the Phantom 4 Pro. And yeah, that came out in November, and I bought it. And I already had the Mavic at that time. And at that time, with the Mavic on the market, there was still people wondering, hey, the Mavic's not that great, the Phantom's better. And it's true. The Mavic, when it first came out, it was small, but it was just amazing what it could do for its size and its portability. And it took a while for everybody to catch on that the Mavic was a great drone. This is back in 2016. I had my Mavic in October because I remember I had it before Halloween. So I think I was the second guy in Canada to get a Mavic Pro. But anyways, back to the Phantom. So when this came out, it was pretty amazing. But I had the Mavic, and I had the Mavic Pro at that time, and I was like, this thing is big, and it's noisy, and it's not portable, but the Mavic is. So I started taking the Mavic with me everywhere. And this little baby, well, you got left behind and I didn't take you with me. And this is actually the Phantom 4 Pro Plus with the integrated display. So this was revolutionary when this came out back in 2016. It was pretty freaking awesome. Then DJI came out in May of 2018, and they made Phantom 4 Pro 2.0, which they put the same OcuSync from the Mavic inside the Phantom, which made it better because now you could use the goggles and all the other stuff that DJI was trying to sell to people. It wasn't even an upgrade, it was just a change of communication system. And then right after doing that, it didn't sell well. They didn't sell a lot of these. Then finally DJI took it right off the market. So in November of 2018, out of stock. They were no longer making them. So what they've done instead is they have production starting up again, and now they're making a different model with for agriculture. They have taken this here Phantom, since it's iconic, and they have used it for commercial industry. You know, you'll see this big white thing on the top, so it gets awesome GPS signal right to like the millimeter. And same for agriculture. They've changed the camera so that it's more a spectrum analysis camera. But that's all commercial stuff. For us guys in the consumer line, there's no new Phantom. And I've said from the beginning, this here Phantom is irrelevant. It's irrelevant today. Why is it irrelevant? It's freaking huge. It's noisy, it's bulky, it's ridiculous design. This was popular in the past. It's a media problem for DJI, because if you watch anything about drones and planes and all this stuff, every time the media shows a picture of a drone, doesn't matter what it was, it's this. It's that iconic shape. So DJI would never want this iconic shape again, I would think. So that's why I've always said if they made another Phantom, like a Phantom 5, it shouldn't look like this, because a lot of people probably would not buy it. It's too bulky, it's not portable. They would have to do something major to it, like get rid of these goofy legs, make them retractable, make the camera 360. Something has to happen. It's got to become a thinner sort of platform. Maybe keep that big X shape, but thinner platform. The gimbal system on here is kind of Neanderthal. It's a way back to the days of the past where, you know, you get the props in the frame, you get the legs in the frame. Yeah, it's not too good. Whereas on the Mavic 2 Zoom and the Pro, that gimbal, I can actually sit stationary and I can move the gimbal almost 90 degrees to the left or the right, which can't do it with this because the legs are in the way, so they never built that in, which means you have less options for filming with this baby. But I know you're saying, hold on, this here camera shoots in 4K 60 frames per second. And that is true, and that's what I'm going to film today. But you know, I made a video recently on the Autel Evil in 4K 60, and there's actually people that never use 4K 60 because there's people out there that don't even use 4K. So I know it's like in this day and age, 2019, you're not using 4K, but there's a lot of you out there that don't use 4K. I've been using 4K in videos for years and years and years, but for other people not. So it's not a big selling feature. The one thing I do like about the Phantom is that when it does 4K, it does it a bit better than the 4K on the Mavic 2 Pro. So on the Mavic 2 Pro, when you do 4K, or the Mavic 2 Zoom when you do 4K, it's more of a boxy rectangle 4K, but not a true wide 4K like CinemaScope or whatever you want to call it. So on the Phantom, when you do 4K, you have the option of the same thing or the wider CinemaScope. So sometimes you can get the black bars on the top and the bottom, you know, like cinema looking. It doesn't produce the black bars, but your editing software would, because it's so wide it can't fit it into the frame that you're watching here. So when I record today, if I remember, I'll put it on that, and you may see the black bars, or I might zoom in so that it comes out. But either case, it just gives you a little bit more detail. So that's why a lot of people like this, because that's exactly what you get when you're flying like the Inspire 2. And that's another reason a lot of people still like this, because when the Inspire 2 first came out, if you bought the base model, the base version, I think the camera it came with was the same as this one, which was a very basic camera. So nowadays they don't sell this camera anymore because it's not that great, but you can still get it on the Phantom. Oh, and since I'm old school, if you notice on the bottom of my Phantom, I have this little gimbal guard going across right here. It's so funny, I get so many people that put comments and say, hey, the gimbal guard's gonna mess up your sensors. Well, those comments are from people that just came into the drone market and haven't used the Phantom. I've been using them since day one. When you put a gimbal guard on, it goes on a certain way. Most people put it on backwards or the wrong way. So you don't want to mess up your sensors. You just put it on correctly and it's perfectly fine. It's not going to mess up anything. And the reason in the olden days we had a gimbal guard is because when you flew a Phantom, everybody would wreck this very fragile gimbal coming down. You see there's nothing under it to stop rocks. It has to be on very solid ground. So a lot of times you can bring a Phantom down pretty fast, especially when it's low on power, it comes down. And if it hits the ground and it's not level, that's why they have a feature in here to say, check for level ground. But if it's not level, you will actually smash the hell out of your gimbal. So the gimbal guard here protects it. So it comes down, you hit something pointy, thunk, it just rests on that and it doesn't wreck your gimbal. And that's why we have them. All right, I'm gonna take the Phantom out for a flight on a beautiful sunny day and watch when you see shadows. Shadows are gonna look very black. Like, see, there's a tree shadow behind me. It's gonna look very black on the Phantom with no detail. You won't see any blades of grass or anything of that sort because that's the way the sensor is designed on that camera. You would have to record in a log format and then post-process it to get it correctly. But I don't know if the dynamic range on the Phantom is as good as on the Mavic 2 Pro because that's got a higher bit recording. Anyways, enough chat, let's go fly. All right, let's head out to the end here and fly our little Phantom. Now these are the low noise props, pretty quiet out here, but it will be noisy. And this of course brings me to another thing about the Phantom. It doesn't have foldable arms and it doesn't have foldable props. You have to put these on every single time and take them off when you're done. Power this on and power this on. This screen is extremely bright to see out here in the bright sunlight. All right, let's take off and try not to scare the people sitting all over there and walking. Here we go, pull these in. And there we are. All right, so final words on the old Phantom Pro right here. Well, let me take off my hat. I honestly love this drone, but I can't recommend it to someone who's going to buy a drone for the first time, because a lot of people who buy a drone for the first time need all those beginner features that the Mavic has. And the Mavic Air, the Mavic Pro, the Mavic Air, the Mavic Platinum, the Mavic 2 Zoom, all those drones have all the beginner features that are autonomous flights. Even the pros use them. I use those features. Even on the Spark, I use the autonomous features. That's what makes it so great, because when you're out on vacation or out someplace, you just hit some buttons and you let the drone go do its thing, and it captures a really cool video for you. This one here does not have those features. And as you've seen from the video quality at 4K 60, I put it in the wide 4K frame. It looks pretty good. I'm sure it looks pretty good. I haven't looked at it on the computer, but you probably see it's kind of contrasty. And some people like it, some people don't. Especially on overcast days, it might get a little too contrasty. But in those cases, just film and log and then post-process it after it. But see, that's more work for a beginner. So I guess what I'm saying, if you're someone who doesn't have any drone and you're a beginner coming into this and you know nothing about cameras and everything else, this is not the drone for you. Get a Mavic. If you're somebody who has a Mavic already and you've been flying it and you love it and you want something a little different that can let you turn the GPS off, which this does, you can turn the GPS off and get those really cool modes. Do you know, back in my day, we used to turn the GPS off for filming. Yes, it's true. Nowadays, it's unheard of, but in my day, when I used to fly these things, what you do is when there's a slight breeze or some wind, you fly your drone up, you turn the GPS off, it blows with the wind, and you film, and it gives you that beautiful sweeping motion. But you don't see that anymore because the Mavic can't do it. It doesn't let you turn the GPS off, but the Phantom will. You can still do that and get some really cool sweeping shots. Just let it go with the wind like a kite, and hit the record and move your camera up and down nice and slow, and you'll get some really awesome shots. Anyways, that's just a tip from an old guy. So with all this said, that's why I say this is not relevant in the year 2019. DJI is going to have to come out with something better. Many of you will agree with me, and then there'll be the few that don't, who just love this for everything it is and think it's the best thing since sliced bread, and that's fine. That's your opinion. That's great. And you know, if you grew up in the Phantom days like me, I would tend to agree with you because that's the way it was back then. But technology's moved on. This guy has not moved on. When the Phantom 5 comes out, hopefully DJI will put that out in the year 2020. Then the Phantom 5 will be the most amazing thing since sliced bread. But for now, this one's not so relevant. It's pretty old tech. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any opinions or comments, by all means, post them below. I love it when people post their opinions or comments. Even if they're totally different than mine, that's fine, because that's what this forum is for. All right, take care. Catch you in the next video.